And he says, Mr. Barjorbadian, are you, by any chance, were you going on 70 miles an hour? I said, well, I don't understand the charges. You see, you don't have to answer. I said, I don't understand the charges. Well, if you don't understand the charges, they cannot go forward. They're going to have to explain you. He says, why don't you understand the charges? Were you going on 70 or not? I says, well, I don't understand if this is a criminal or civil. He wasn't expecting. And then he says, well, usually traffic citation, now he became really down on me. Traffic citation, they're fraction, they're criminal. I says, well, if it's a criminal, of course they cannot say civil, otherwise you're in the wrong court. So it has to be criminal. So I said, well, if it's a criminal, as far as I understand, there are two types of criminal actions. One is violating a contract, the other one is having a damaged party. And right away he says, are you an attorney? I says, no, I'm not an attorney, but I'm studying the law. He says, well, we're going to assign you an attorney. I says, I object. He says, overruled. He says, I said, exceptions. These are few words that you can use. It means different things. Overruling the judge or the commissioner, it means, are you sure about it? That you're objecting it. And if you say exceptions, that means I'm damn sure about it. So they cannot go forward. So at that point, of course, they're going to try to do all the tricks. And the judge, the commissioner told me, now you understand that you are waiving your right to be presented by an attorney. And I said, I'm reserving my right not to be bound by any attorney representing me. So I want to make the table clear that he understands where I'm coming from. That's not a privilege, having an attorney. I want to reserve my right not to have an attorney. That's period. As soon as I accept the attorney, I'm done. I cannot even discuss about the court's jurisdiction. Attorney is an officer of the court, and that's the end of it. So just to make it short, he pleaded not guilty for me. I objected. He overruled our exceptions. So he put down that, okay, you objected to my ruling, so why don't you come back? Now, I went outside. It was a $110 ticket. Now, this is the second time I'm coming. I'm wasting like 5 hours of my time. However, this is an excellent experience for me just to find out the whole court system with the guns and the sheriffs and the marshals and everybody in it. What can they do if you know what you're doing? Just few things. So basically when I went out, I said, I'm going to have to put a stop to this. So I went back and I prepared affidavits, heavy-duty affidavits, criminal charges against the judge, criminal charges against the bailiff, criminal charge against everyone. If I walk in the court, if they don't hand me a verified complaint signed by the city attorney, I am filing the criminal charges. That's basically what I said. So as soon as I walk in, there was a couple of more guys before me, and then I stood up and he says, dismissed. I said, why? I'd like to know the reason. He looked at me with a very dirty look. He says, the cop didn't show up. Wow. That wasn't a time for the cop. Still, they didn't have any jurisdiction. So this is my experience with the court. So when I left the court, I says, I like this game. I'm going to start studying more. I'd like to really investigate what is really happening and what we can do so that we can stop all these jerks. I'm sorry for my language. Since then, I started to really investigate in other fields. Traffic court, by the way, this is one of the good news I can give you. You don't even have to appear in front of anyone. It's very simple procedure. We simplified the whole thing. You can get a package from us, 100% guaranteed. You will never see the judge or a commissioner. Before even telling you what the package is about, I'll give you the legality behind it. When the cop stops you, first of all, he has to have a warrant to arrest you. Otherwise, he cannot stop you. Now, you're going on 70 miles an hour. The law is very simple. If I call you today and I say that I'm coming to kill you, and my neighbor calls the cops, all the cop is going to tell her, we cannot stop him. If he commits the crime, then we can arrest him. That's the law. So basically, when you're going 80 miles an hour, you're not damaging anyone. So you haven't really committed the crime. There is no crime yet. Even though if you're drunk and you're driving, there are a lot of DUIs that we help. If they stop you, they will arrest you probably, and they will try to give you an attorney immediately, because they don't want you to discuss about jurisdiction of the court. What is the crime? You haven't hit someone yet. So if you're drunk and your car really is going from first lane to the fourth lane coming back, but still you haven't committed the crime, there is no crime. That's in black and white. So basically when the cop stops you, he is violating some of the rules and regulations. However, you don't want to really discuss with the cop. Just get the damn ticket. Take the promissory note, just sign, tell him thank you, and just take it. That's all you want to do with them, because cops, they have no idea what they're doing. Get the ticket. The ticket basically, and I'll tell you why you haven't committed the crime. The ticket basically, it's a promise to appear. You are signing, you are entering in a contract to appear in the court on such a date. And the ticket will say on or before. And usually the date will be 30 days or 40 days later. And then you look at the ticket, you say, oh, I've got 45 days. You're happy. However, there is a trick in it. You offended a code, so you are an offender. After 10 days or 30 days, when you go to the court, they call you a defender. What happened? You were an offender, you became a defender. Well, you passed the 10 days. The 10 days in the commercial process. That means you accepted whatever they gave you. So basically, even though not to get involved with that, when you get a ticket, which is a promise to pay, a promise to appear, all you have to do, take a couple of your friends, the next day or the second day or the third day, don't pass 7 days. Go to the clerk of the court, because the ticket will say you have to appear in front of the clerk of the court on such a date or before. So if you appear before, it's okay, right? But most of the people, they appear on that date, which is too late. So just appear 2 days later and ask the clerk of the court basically that you want to see the magistrate, because that's the reason why you have to appear. And the clerk will tell you basically that, I'm sorry, but you're not in the computer yet. Now, you ask one more time, are you basically telling me that I cannot see the magistrate? And she's going to say, well, I'm sorry, you have to come back. You say, well, but however, I promised to appear on or before such a date. Now, is today's before? Yes, but I'm sorry. So you've got these two witnesses. Make sure that you have the name of the clerk and the time and the conversation, and you ask 3 times to see a magistrate, and they refused you. So what you want to do, you go back home, do a couple of affidavits for your friends testifying that you appeared on such a date, and the clerk refused to give you a magistrate. And there's another affidavit that you can put some of the citations, put it together with the ticket, send it back to the court. And that's the end of hearing from the court. Check after 10 days to see if your name is there. Believe me, it's not going to be there. You did appear, so there is no warrant at all. The reason why they issue warrants, when you don't appear as you promised, you're breaking a contract. So you want to eliminate all these things. So we do have a nice package. You can get it from us. The affidavits are ready. We tested it 45 times, by the way. So 100% success. You don't see anyone, just the clerk of the court. So as long as you don't pass the 10 days. Now we have another scenario in our package. If you pass the 10 days, what you should do. So it will explain you in that situation also. But the 100% guarantee is if you go after 7 days of getting the notice to appear. If you get a, okay, the question we're going to have to leave it for tonight because I'm short of time and I've got a lot to say. However, it depends, and we will discuss about that. As long as the notice to appear, yes. And as long as there is no damaged party, yes. The reason why I shared with you this in 91, whatever it happened to me, because I'm not born in the United States. I've been here for 15 years. Yes, I did my homework. However, English language is my fourth language. So it's difficult for me probably to read some of the rules and regulations, go through. I have to think in 4 different languages and translate to English before even I can speak to the judge or commissioner or start putting these packages together. Now, you are born in the United States, you're fluent in English, there is no reason why you shouldn't go up there and start educating yourself. There is a lot over there that you can do. And I will show you what you can do being in the system and what you can do being out of the system. You have a choice. We have a lot of problems in this country. Bankruptcy is one of them. As a matter of fact, before the bankruptcy is the credit cards. We have a big problem with credit cards. Credit cards, it's a gimmick. I'm not going to discuss about the banking system, how they set it up.